Court is calling 2024 CR 2985, State of Texas versus Daniel Balderas. Can I have parties that for the record for the state? Defense?
Elizabeth Settle for the defense.
Are you Daniel Balderas?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Balderas, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I just.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your
Mr. Balderas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. This is the run concurrent with County Court Cause number 733375. There's to be restitution, if any, to Maybelline Cortez. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest, ma'am.
State, any evidence?
State offers State Exhibit 1 and all evidence.
No objection.
All right, and state, have you spoken with the complainants?
Judge, we've made attempts to reach the complainants, but so far I don't think.
All right, thank you. You may be excused. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation and testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor. We just ask that you follow the plea bargain.
All right, how old are you?
19, ma'am.
All right, why are you riding in stolen vehicles?
Just hanging around the wrong crowd, to be honest,
No.
ma'am.
You are the wrong crowd. That's what other people would say. The co-defendant or the other suspect who's with you, Sandoval, his family would tell me he's hanging around with the wrong crowd, and that would be you. So what are you doing with your life?
To be honest, I'm just trying to finish school and get a job and just do good.
How are you just trying to finish school? What are you doing?
Well, right now I'm looking for like schools to be able to get my GED and my high school diploma.
You can find that anywhere on the computer. If you can drive around in a car that doesn't belong to you, I'm sure you can go on the computer. Do you have a phone,
Yes, ma'am.
a cell phone?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure there is Google or whatever on that cell phone. You can Google, there's places throughout San Antonio where you can get your GED.
Yes,
Why didn't you finish school?
and I was in juvenile, didn't get a chance to finish it.
All right, do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's a good thing. You need to get your life in order. You understand?
Yes,
Who do you
ma'am.
live with?
My mom.
All right. This is what the court will do. There is a $500 fine that will be probated. Court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. This is run concurrent with County Court Cause number 733375. There's to be 120 hours of community service restitution. That will be waived if you obtain your GED or if you're in some sort of trade school and you graduate. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I could.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Clean
All right, when's the last time you used?
months, since like six months.
And using what?
Marijuana.
All right, there's going to be regular random UAs. And make sure he's tested for levels if he comes out positive. If he is positive, what we're going to do is there's going to be the UA hotline if he's positive. And he's going to stay on that UA hotline until he presents with a negative UA. And then we'll go back to regular random UAs. There's going to be proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And let him take the theft course. And there's to be field visits 1 time per month until he is employed or obtaining his GED. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, you're young. Let me just tell you something. If you want things, go out, get a job so you can afford things. But at the end of the day, when all of us die, guess what? Your things cannot go with you. Although I've heard of people being buried with their car, which I don't know why you would do that, because it costs extra, I'm assuming, to have a car for you to be buried in. But I'm sure if you're driving around in vehicles that don't belong to you, you're not necessarily attached to it. We should not be attached to things anyway. You understand? All right, good luck to you.